Hi everyone, my name is Lydia Solomon. I'm a current senior planning on graduating in 2023 with my degree in CEP and a minor in urban design and planning. In today's video, I'm going to show you a little bit about the ISP or the Individualized Study Plan, how you can go about making it, thinking about what classes to take, and any other requirements for that. And along with that, I'll be showing you my ePortfolio, which is a compilation of all your work done in CEP and within your senior project, or just any work that you're proud of within your time here at UW. So we're going to first start off by showing you my ISP. So looking at the ISP, it can look a bit stressful and look like a lot, but I promise it's not too bad, and you can easily divide it up into different sections. So I'll first just talk about what an ISP is. You spend 2 years within CEP, and since it's a student-led major and student-run, you get to choose what method classes you take. And method classes are any class above a 300 level that focuses on what your focus in CEP is. So for example, mine is community development, housing, and urban design and planning. So I've taken a lot of classes relating to that. So those were my methods. And all these classes have to be above 300 level. You need 25 credits of them, and you take them during your time within CEP. So if you look at my chart, you can see all the classes that are highlighted in blue are my method classes. And these can be classes that you take over the summer. So for example, my study abroad was able to be used for this. And it can also just be classes that you found interesting and took during your time here. But it does need to be within your 2 years in CEP. You can also look at it from the light purple perspective. Those are your required CEP courses. These include the core classes such as CEP 301, 302, 303, 460, 461, and 462. And along with that, there is governance, which is a class that we take every Friday. And it's committee time, which is where we come together and focus on how we're going to better the major again. So you have each of those once per quarter, and these are required classes for you to take. Along with that, there's retreat, which you have 4 times, both in your junior year and senior year in autumn and spring quarter. These are usually outdoor events. It just takes 1 day or maybe the weekend. And it's not really a class, it's more of just a bonding time for us to get together. Since this is such a community-led major, you want to be able to be close with your peers. And this is one way that we do that here. And also another required course for you is your senior project classes, which you'll be taking in your senior year. So if you look here, those were my 490, 491, and then 462 class in the spring. And those were the classes that I took and really focused on my senior project during those classes. Along with that, you have your diversity classes. I took mine before I came to UW, and I used that as my class in here. But if you want, you're more than welcome to take a class during your time in CEP and use that as your diversity skill class, but you're also able to grab a course from previous quarters before you were in CEP to be able to do that. And along with that, there's a digital skills class. Mine was mixed with my my method class. This is a CEP given class that teaches you about different types of programs. We learned how to use SketchUp, the Adobe suite, and different programs within there, layout, and a few others. And along with that, the last requirement that you have in the ISP is your internship class. This is a class that really prepares you for the future and gets you to have your resume, cover letter, and everything ready, but also teaches you how to present yourself and how to present CEP in a way that looks great to employers and will really help you prepare for your future career. And again, I know this looks super overwhelming and there's so many different aspects of it. But the best thing to do if you get overwhelmed with this, and this was something I did a lot while I was in CEP, was I would update this every quarter with like different classes that I was interested in taking and different mainly different classes that I was interested in taking. And then I would submit it and send it to Megan over email and have her check on it. And also just scheduling a meeting with Megan is probably the best thing you can do. I have had dozens of meetings with Megan over the last 2 years. Even though she's so busy, she's more than happy to help you, and she welcomes you with open arms. So don't be afraid to ask her for some help on this. And she can show you great courses if you're nervous about that and can't find anything. And she's just a great person to lean on for this. Along with the ISP chart and the Excel sheet, there is a write-up for it. And basically all you have to do is write out the class that you're taking, have the full name, have the blurb that comes with each class, and then after that, kind of write a small paragraph, maybe 4 to 5 sentences about how this class is important to you and why it's a method for you, or why it's a class that you're interested in taking and how it can relate to CEP and your focus in general. And that's basically it for the ISP. And next we'll be moving on to the ePortfolio. Alrighty, so here's my ePortfolio. This is something that you'll make your senior year. So you're just a junior now, so you still have some time. But when you're a senior, you're basically going to put all your information in here. It will include a little intro, and I'll walk you through my whole website. Your individualized study plan, your senior project, different artifacts or projects that you really love during your time here, and your reflective essay. I made mine on Wix. There's Squarespace. You can also do Google Sites, which makes websites for you. There's multiple different sites for you to do this on. I chose Wix because I thought it was the easiest and I had some previous experience with it. But starting off with the intro, it's really short and simple. I just gave a quick background into why I'm so interested in urban planning and why it's important to me. Put my resume on here and some contact information. And along with that, you're going to put in your individualized study plan. This is probably the hardest thing to put in here, but I gave a quick description of what it is and why it's important, how I've created it and what my focus was. So for me, again, it was urban planning, community engagement, and development along with housing. And then I showed my actual individualized study plan down here. And I can show you a quick write-up and what that would look like. So I have the class number here, the core, like the class description here, and then my own understanding and what I took out of the class. And I did this for each quarter, which you'll see here. And once you put that in, that's basically it for the ISP section within here. And again, my biggest recommendation for that is to work on it every quarter and update it as much as you can, because it really can like be something that you forget about, and then you have just a bunch of work to do at the end of the year. So try to stay on top of it and send it to Megan as often as you can to have her check it and make sure that you're doing all good and are set for graduation. Along with that, you have your senior project in here. So mine was Bringing It Black, which was a block party that was going to be hosted on campus. And you just put some information in here. So I have my abstract, my presentation, my project night ad poster, my final poster, and the senior project write-up. I'm not sure why it looks weird like that, but I'll fix that. And that is basically it within here. And of course, you'll learn more about what the senior project is and how you can go about planning for that within your time in CEP. Again, it's nothing to stress out about. You have plenty of time to look at it later on. And also all these websites are available for current CEP students or for people who are interested to look at. Next, you have artifacts. So I wrote about some different projects I've done within CEP or worked on, and their importance to me. So for example, I can show you the CEP graduation. So I was one of the event managers for this, and this was just like planning out how the graduation was going to go for our major when I was a junior. And if you're interested in event planning, PSE is definitely the committee for you, which you'll get to learn about in the governance section. But looking through here, I just added in some photos of the event and how it went, along with a quick blurb of what I did there and what I learned from it. And you'll do that with at least 3. I did 4 because I had a few projects that I was really interested in. And lastly, you're going to want to put in your reflective essay. And your reflective essay is something that talks about your time within CEP and your time within UW and the importance of that time for you. Along with that, you're going to just talk about your time within CEP, what you learned, how you grew as a person, different experiences you had that you're really proud of, and you're going to write about that in a reflective essay. That's a minimum of 5 pages. And that was it for the quick description of what an ePortfolio and an ISP should look like. And again, don't stress out too much about it. I promise it's super easy. And if you have any questions, feel free to go and talk to Megan and Chris. They're both great people who will give you as much help as they can. And yeah, I hope you all do great. Bye.